Hi, I'm Brian Miller, and it's the fall of 2025. Although there are some who call me Bry the Eye Guy. The majority of the eye is covered by the sclera, which is the whites of your eyes. The sclera is a tough white fibrous protective layer. It's like the shell of an egg. Then the eye is inside of the eye is divided into two segments. We have the anterior segment, the front of the eye, and the posterior segment, the back of the eye. Let's start with the anterior segment. First, we have the conjunctiva. Conjunctiva. It's a clear membrane that covers the inner portion of the eyelids and the sclera. I imagine it as the plastic wrap on a box of chocolates, another layer to protect the contents inside. We have the canal of Schlemm. Canal of Schlemm. That's a collection canal that delivers aqueous humor to the venous system. Then moving down, we have the iris, right here. The iris. The iris is the colored portion of the eye. Mine are described on my driver's license as hazel. It controls light regulation in the eye by adjusting in size to change the size of the pupil. Next on our diagram, we have the lens right here. And the lens is just that. It's a lens. It focuses light by changing its curvature. It flattens when focusing on near objects. Next, the pupil. Right here, the center of your eye. The pupil is interesting in that it's the one part of the eye that is actually the absence of a part. It's a hole that allows light to pass through it. After that, we have the cornea, right in here. The cornea is the only transparent tissue in the body. It is the front, bulging part of the eye. Its curvature provides the major refraction or focal strength of the eye. Then we have this whole area is filled with aqueous humor. Aqueous humor is a watery fluid filling the anterior chamber of the eye. It provides some nutrition for surrounding parts. Then you have the suspensory ligaments connected to the ciliary body. The secondary ligaments connect the lens to the ciliary muscles. These muscles are in the ciliary body. They're the muscles that change the focus of the eye through an act called accommodation by causing the shape of the lens to change. Now we move on to the posterior segment of the eye. First, we have the ora serrata, which is this little spot right here, the ora serrata. It's an area in the inner eye where the retina ends and the choroid layer is visible. The ora serrata will not be problem-free if it has cysts, retinal dialysis, or other medical issues affecting this part of the eye. Then all in here, we have the vitreous humor. The vitreous humor is a clear jelly-like substance filling the posterior segment of the eye behind the lens. Then here in the back, here we have the optic disc. It's the optic disc is where the ganglion cell axons exit the eye. There are no photoreceptors. It is a blind spot. And around that we have the optic nerve. The optic nerve. The optic nerve is a bundle of fibers. It funnels information from the retina to the occipital cortex in the brain via electrical impulses. Further down, we have the fovea centralis, right here in the middle. Then we have the macula, which is this little dip. So the fovea centralis is right in the middle of this little dip called the macula. The macula provides for high visual acuity and is composed almost exclusively of cone cells. It is a smaller, thinner area of the rest of the retina. The fovea centralis is the central portion of the macula with the highest concentration of cone cells. It's interesting to note that in the fovea centralis, that's the only place you see with 20/20 vision. Then you have here the whole back lining of the back of the eye, with the little dots in it. That is the retina. It contains photoreceptor cells, rods and cones. Rods are sensitive to dim light and help provide night vision. Cones provide color vision, and they provide high spatial resolution, allowing for sharp and detailed vision in bright light conditions. The retina converts light into electrical nerve impulses that are relayed to the occipital cortex via the optic nerve. Finally, there's the choroid. This little black layer here between the sclera and the retina, the choroid. Sounds like the name of one of my favorite alt-metal bands from the early 90s. But it is between the retina and the sclera. It is composed primarily of blood vessels that nourish the retina.